Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another podcast. I am Ginge. You are?
I am Tays, but I'm a bit fuming because usually you start it with ladies and gentlemen, not hello, ladies and gentlemen. So if you've not noticed, at the start of the podcast, I mime what you're saying.
And you couldn't do it then.
But you adding the hello in, it done me.
Just that one word threw you off.
Done me.
And that just shows you his brain capacity. But listen, let's not get on each other's back too much. How have you been?
On each other's back?
Yeah.
You know what? I've been good, mate. I've been very good. Nice and relaxed.
Nice.
Peaceful.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Been up to anything interesting? Anything worth telling the world about?
No, but I think you have.
Why is that?
Because I'm just looking at you now.
Yeah.
You look beat. You look battered. You look bruised. And it's not sunburn. I know what they're thinking. It's not.
No, it's definitely not sunburn.
That's been a bit hot.
It's been very hot. Might be too hot.
Because he puts factor what on?
Factor 50. I actually know someone who, I thought I was bad, but I knew a girl who went to my primary school. She was actually albino. And she had to go to the doctors because factor 50 wasn't enough because they've actually got really fair skin.
Is there an up from factor 50?
Yeah, whatever the doctor prescribed. I don't think it's like a factor 60 or factor 70 or anything.
It'll just be
like factor.
Protective screen.
Yeah. But yeah, just thought, I mean, it's not all comedy, some of it's information.
Exactly.
So, any information, any fun facts to give to the world?
Oh,
you must have a fun fact.
Oh, do I have a fun fact? That's like asking.
There's a bear in the woods, because you've definitely got one. Because bear in the woods, and you've definitely got a fun fact.
Yeah. I thought you meant because I've definitely got a bear, and I thought, well, I definitely don't. Yeah, I do know a fact. Did you know that only 20% of the ocean has been discovered? Oh no, 5%. 5% of the ocean's
really
only been discovered.
Right, that very early on here. So let's just jump straight. Let's dive straight in.
Use close.
Let's dive straight in. Conspiracy theory, the ocean. Now, I actually think it's really fascinating because I absolutely love like the Titanic and stuff like that and how it sunk, how it's still
you
down
love that
there.
it sunk.
No, I don't love that it sunk. Obviously, Jesus. You know what I mean? But I think we need to find a way to get it up, but I think it's too far deep.
Oh, I know what you're saying now.
Imagine if we were to send down loads of submarines.
Yeah.
Probably not Ocean Gate ones, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Loads and loads of submarines, though, all attach a chain to it, and then we all just rise and we bring it up. But I think you're talking at least 1,000 submarines.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
It'd probably sink the submarines, no?
Possibly, because it's been there for over 100 years. So, yeah, I think it's gone.
But you know
how
what
good would that be?
Do you know what they say about the ocean? There was a big thing that NASA was doing. When NASA started, apparently, they was looking in the ocean.
Right.
They was discovering the ocean. And then suddenly one day, they stopped. And they started going to space. So the conspiracy theory is that they seen something they noticed something underwater, and they thought, oh my God, we need to stop looking under there and find a way to get us out of here.
Or there was a call there and they thought, it will go space then.
There is always that, yeah. There is always that.
I like to think of how much is there under the water that we actually don't know about.
There's things undiscovered.
Every month you get a new video on Twitter or on Instagram and it's like, what's this? And it's some random fish no one's ever seen before. And it's like, oh my God,
That's what I first thought. I'm not going to do it, actually. You've been through a lot.
Yeah, come on.
You've been through a lot.
No mum jokes
what
in the
I
first
would
15.
have said. What I would have said.
What would you have said?
The old me would have said.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when you showed me a picture of your mum.
Brilliant.
I thought, wow, when did she get discovered? But I wouldn't say that anymore.
I appreciate you not saying that.
I wouldn't say that anymore.
And I do appreciate that. But I also appreciate some of the comments on the last video. They really enjoyed the Lawrence video.
God. What did I say as soon as the video ended?
That was one of your favourite ones.
Yep. And I knew because I was sat there. I forgot I was on a podcast. I was just sat there listening to him. Doesn't he have a nice voice?
He has. He's got a face for radio, but he's also got a voice for radio.
He does.
But no, we appreciate all your comments. Thank you for the feedback. I think it was also different because obviously normally we go for the comedic. You know what I mean? And then it was nice to just get a serious one.
I think it's better because on other videos that we do, we're doing that.
Yeah.
So a podcast should be a chance for us to be serious.
So obviously, I think we're only 8? How many episodes are we in now? I think 8. 10. So we're 10 episodes in, so we're still learning, obviously. So yeah, we'll listen. We'll crack a your mum joke every now and then, but we'll also try and take it a bit more serious.
Yeah, I feel like that.
You did just make a mum joke though.
No, I didn't. I said what I would have said.
You would have said. I respect. Thank you very much.
No worries, mate.
Thank you.
I like your mum.
No, I appreciate that.
Like
Thank
genuine.
you. No, I like yours as well.
So, last night.
Yeah. Let's not go to last night. Let me take you back to week 1. Let me sit up.
So for the, I was gonna say for the audio listeners, but and the visual listeners, he's talking about the beef.
Yeah.
There's an elephant in the room, and what I would have said then.
I know what you would have said, and everyone watching knows what you would have said.
Room, but
carry on.
I wouldn't say that anymore. There is an elephant in the room. You've been involved in some sort of beef.
Yeah.
Mate. Lucky I wasn't there.
Wow, what would you have done? Would you have kicked off?
Mate. I'd be laying them out like deck chairs.
Oh.
Coming near you.
No, I appreciate that.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I appreciate that.
Chazza to be seen.
Well, the rumour is he was in the streaming room, but because the chair's so tight, he couldn't get off the chair in time. He was wiggling about.
Right, okay.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah,
oh
it is
my
pretty
God.
embarrassing. So yeah, there's been beef with SDS, Sharky's team.
Yeah.
But this...
Ballers League, just like you know.
Yeah, Ballers League. It erupted last night. It was like the cherry on top of the cake. It was coming.
Well, it was coming from their side, not my side.
So take us back. Where did this start?
Let's take you back. Let's discuss the beef with SDS. So I'll take you back to week 1. Obviously, brand new week, brand new Sixers side. They won. We won. We were top of the league. Obviously enjoying it because it's a brand new thing. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. We take you back. And both teams won. And I'll take you back before this, actually. Me and obviously at draft night after it, Sharky was like, oh, you better be ready. You better be ready. Like, banter, you better be ready. You know, we're going to come for you and all that. SDS are going to win it all.
So you're thinking here, oh, we can have a bit of banter.
Yeah, have a little bit of banter here, set up a little rivalry or whatever. Then week 2 comes, we win again, they lose, and then I'm also thinking, hang on a minute, SDS have had scouts at all the trials, right? And they've took it. We've turned up knowing it's Ballers League. We're going to create content. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to enjoy it. They've took it to a new level of I want the best individuals, and I want to make sure I win, right?
Okay.
And there's an element there between all of the managers going, it's Ballers League. Let's entertain and enjoy it. And there's an element of I'm here to win. And you have to try and balance them out, in my opinion, to get it perfect. So anyway, they lose. I think I'm not sure if it was the second week I went behind Sharky in the crowd. Not in the crowd, sorry, just behind him, chanting your classic football chants. Thought nothing of it. Then he threw water at me again, just banter. And then there was one of the media team was filming me doing the chants, right? And he had a big bib on that said media, and it was Ilyas took his phone and threw it. Now,
media person's phone?
Yeah, but I assumed at the time, banter, we're all good, right? And I still think he was banter then. And then he came to speak to me after it, Ilyas, and just put, don't worry, I know it's all banter, handshake. I personally wouldn't have grabbed the phone and threw it. Personally, because it's not my phone to throw. And he went, don't film that. Then that was it. I got water through on me, walked off, went back into my streaming booth. I might have gone into the SDS streaming booth. I'd banter with them. The two in the SDS booth are class. They're so funny. And they get the banter. They do get it. They absolutely love it. And I absolutely love the ones in the streaming booth. The absolute lads. Then week 3 comes along. We win again. And they lose again. I believe I went back into the streaming booth, give him it again. And then I found out after, so it was a Tuesday after, that they'd actually sacked the coach.
Okay.
Now, you all saw the stunt with Big John this week. I actually did message their ex-coach as well.
Did you?
So, let's just say Big John took a week of convincing because he did not want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'll explain why he didn't want to do it, and it'll be evidential to why he didn't want to do it. Right? However, I did message the SDS ex-coach. I put, hello, mate, just wondering, are you free this Monday? He put, hi, who's this? Obviously, I probably could have introduced myself first. That would have probably been a bit smarter. I put, sorry, it's Angry Ginge, manager of United at Ballers League. I probably should have started with that. He put, hi, mate. I hope all are you okay? What is it you want me for? I put, yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm just wondering if you're free this Monday. I'd like to... I feel like you were quite harshly done by SDS, and I was wondering if you'd wanted to come down and walk out with us. He put, laughing face, quite harsh is an understatement, but that's football and shit happens. So he's obviously accepted it. It's fine. He put, however, I do believe it would be good banter. That's the key word we need to remember here, banter. But for me personally, no, blah, blah, blah. So that's fair enough. He said, no, let's move on. Back to focus to Big John now. So John took a lot of convincing. And again, I found out that sacked that the coach I've just spoke about there. So then week 4 comes along, which I believe, yes, or maybe week 4 or 5 comes along. So I sat into the crowd, started chanting, sacked in the morning, you're fucking shit. And the interesting thing about week 4 or 5 is I tried to go into the SDS streaming booth to give banter to the lads, and they had 2 people stood on the door not letting me in.
You need more than 2 to not let you in. Fucking hell.
Now, I don't get that personally, because as soon as I come on stream and start giving it banter, it's fun and games, it's content, you get clips from it. Right, so I thought that was interesting, but I did notice the door was hanging off. I don't know what they'd already done, but the door was already broke, right? So I'm pushing this door, trying to get in, like a little bit, but I'm not like trying to force me. It's not can't pay and we'll take it away. It's not that sort of level of force. So then they've got 2 men there, and they're going, no. So then the other side of the streaming booth is transparent. There's a clear plastic. So I went round to the other side and gave it him there. And then I went back round. I tried to get in again because I thought, I'm just having banter. They'll let me in now. Like, they've done their bit. Now let me go in and say hello. Still wouldn't let me in. And because the door was already hanging off, I gave it a little push with my foot, right? Didn't kick it as in like bang, but I've just gone like little one of them and then ran off, right? What can I say? I'm a fucking rebel. I'm a fucking mad cunt. I'm a right mad bastard. Right, so anyway, I've given their door a little nudge with my foot. And then I ran off with Chaz, gone and sat in the crowd, and did all the chants. You sacked in the morning, you fucking shit, blah, blah, blah. Just the classic football banter chants. Thought nothing of it. And then the end of week 5 comes. And after Ballers League finishes, a few of us stay around on the pitch, like you saw in Chaz's vlog, if you saw that. Do a few free kicks, kick the ball about a bit, have a little chat with everyone, say hello. I won't mention who specifically, but what I will say, I will defend Sharky. It wasn't Sharky. Pulled to the side by some lads from SDS, and they were like, "We get what you're doing. You're building a storyline, right? And we get it. It's all banter, but kicking the door." They used the word disrespectful. Now, the 2 things I want to say here, it's not even their fucking door, right? And the door was already broke. So, and the third thing I'll say, I didn't even kick it, right? I nudged it. There's a big difference. If I'd have kicked it, I wouldn't even kick it because I'm not.
If you're kicking the door, mate, the door's coming off its hinges.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But it makes it, honestly, this is a bit I just couldn't get around my head round, right? So anyway, and in my head I've gone, disrespectful. I'm like, I'm just building a storyline. Like, I'm just trying to have banter. Anyway. So they use the word disrespectful, and then I thought, right, okay, maybe I am taking it a bit far here, even though I'm just having banter. I'm not trying to piss them off, right? I'm just having classic football banter because they lost 4 games in a row, right? So from their point of view I can't imagine they were enjoying it because they'd lost 4 in a bounce. I'm giving them something like we can have banter with, they can get a bit of laugh out because I know the boys in the booth love it, right? Because they give it me and I give it them, right? And that's all it is. So then I did go up, so after the boys from SDS spoke to me, I did go up to Sharky and I said, Sharky, be honest, am I getting on your nerves a little bit? He went, no, I get it's all banter, but I would like you to take a little bit off, which I was like, in my head going, again, really, it's banter, but I hear it because I've gone over to make sure he's all right and etc. So I've gone, do you know what? All right, in my head, I've gone, yeah, fair enough, mate. I'll take a little bit off it. Right, that's fine. This is week 5. I've done this. This has all happened week 5. So I've gone, all right, okay, I'll take a bit off it. Right, there's no problem there. And then obviously someone had told Sharky I kicked the door, and then he came to me and he went, but I've been told you kicked the door. And I went, Sharky, I've not kicked the door. The door was already broken in the first place. He didn't say anything about that. Sharky was fine, absolutely class. Week 6, which is the week before this week, obviously having been told disrespectful and what was it? Take a bit off it. I was like, right, okay, week 6, I'll chill out. If they lose, obviously, I'll just chill out anyway. I'll just leave it. Even though in my head I'm thinking, well, Ballers League, yeah, it's football. People want to also watch football, but I'm also thinking, well, football's good because storylines make it entertaining. So off my own back, I've built this storyline up with SDS because if I hadn't gone into their booth, this big game wouldn't have been a big game. It'd have been United versus SDS. And to be honest, the pressure was on us to win, right? Because I've built this storyline up. So if I hadn't have done that, without trying to be a twat, and there was no pressure on the boys, we'd have probably gone on there and won 5-1, right? But pressure does things to players. We didn't end up winning. But then it comes to week 6, which is last week. They won their game. And I went in and celebrated with them. Right? I was chanting Sharkies at the wheel. I was chanting we're amazing and all that stuff. But again, I slipped in there, a little bit of banter. Even a broken clock's right twice a day. So, do you know what I mean? Again, at this point, I'm just thinking we're having a laugh with the boys in the studio, right? Anyway, so we get on to week 7, which is what you've just saw Monday just gone. Bear in mind, after week 6, they've dropped John. Whether it's the right thing to do or not, that's on them. That's how they want to play their football. That's fine. Football's a harsh world to make tough decisions. Sack the coach, sack the keeper. What I will say, from my point of view, I think John was quite harshly done by. But I will say the goalkeeper they've got in now is fantastic. So in the long run, was it the right move? Probably, because they've got a better goalkeeper. But I think John was definitely... Put it this way, statistically, if your defence is shit, you're going to concede the most shots, which means your goalkeeper's going to concede the most goals.
And this confused me as well, because I thought it was like a very content league. Yeah. Which is why you've got content people being the manager rather than actual managers. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And John's a content player.
Yeah, he's a content creator.
That's why I thought it made sense for him to be involved. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, so they'd lost 4 on the bounce. And I think John said he had the most saves in the whole league. His penalty ratio was fine. But there's interesting there because I think Sharky said on the SDS stream last week, I told him to drop John. Now, I did not say drop John. I know exactly what he's on about. What I actually said, I think it was a week John made an absolute howler. I can't remember who they played, but it was near post and his hand. I think it went over his hand and went in. And I said the words to Sharky. I went, fucking hell, John's not helping you, is he? Right? At what point there I said drop him, I don't know. But that's what I said to him. So a bit of Chinese whispers has gone on there. So then we get to finally convince John to do it. So organised all this with John. I'm thinking storyline is going to be unreal. John walking out with us is going to be unreal. The flag SDS signed, defeated, sacked is going to be unreal. We're gonna entertain the whole fucking copper box, right? We've got the people watching online. People are gonna be buzzing. It's gonna be a good fucking storyline, right? Now, what I actually been told prior to this on the day was the exact words I got told was, I've had them close to tears because of the banter I've been giving them.
Wow.
Right. So
Chazza
ringing, yeah, it's all good. So they were the exact words I got told. Whether that's true or not, I'm sure they'll reply to this. That's fine, right? They're the words I got told. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's false. So in my head, I'm now thinking, obviously before I knew this, I've already arranged John. I've already arranged a flag. I've already been fucking bantering them for the past 4 weeks. Bear in mind, the last week I'd celebrated with them when they won. So then it's a bit like, oh, right, okay, hang on. now tonight could get a little bit feisty. But again, from my side, no feistiness whatsoever, even though I fucking come out with that, right? There's no feistiness whatsoever from my side. I've fucking organised this to become a big game, sorted the flag out with the CEO of Ballers. I've then got Big John in, and I think the whole thing was good, right? Then it comes down to the game. It comes down to the game, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a good game, this. It's going to be a good game. Now, I think the actual game itself, for a neutral, was all right. I think we controlled the game. We were the better team. We should have won for 27 minutes. Then we get the game changer, fair play. Medi, one of my players, goes in, fouls them. Now, I'm not denying it's a foul, but I'm also going to say I think if that's the middle of the pitch, it looks like it's shoulder to shoulder. I don't think anyone has a problem. However, where the foul is on the edge of the pitch. So then they're now going, oh, he's come across, his shoulder to shoulder, he's hit him. Right, foul or not, I'm not debating it's a foul. If it's a foul, it's a foul. I can't argue with that. He's gone into the board that's on the side. So instantly, everyone thinks, fucking hell, he's gone into the board. And I've watched it back within 5 seconds, right? 5 seconds of the foul. My one player has got 7 of them stood in front of him, pushing him, having a go at him, right? And I'm thinking, from on the sideline, from my point of view, you have 7 of yours around one of my players because I'm there to protect my players, right? So instantly, I've jumped in to try and separate it. I've not threw a punch. I've not threw a kick. I haven't grabbed anyone, okay? I've threw my arm out to separate them. Having thrown my arm out, got grabbed by, I don't even know, right? And then in the middle of it, I've locked eyes with Ilyas, right? Who's one of the SDS lads. And then when I've locked eyes with him, because we speak, I know Ilyas, good mates, right? So I'm thinking, all right, this is the point where everyone's going to let go of each other. Me and Ilyas have locked eyes. Fucking hell, right? We're all right. It's starting to calm down. And he just looks at me. He goes, fuck off. And just goes, bang, kicks me, right? Now, instantly in my head, I'm going, are you fucking mad? I'm going to kick you back twice as hard. I didn't, because I'll be honest, I was very calm, even though it looks like I wasn't or whatever. I was very calm. I was just trying to separate it, right? So I didn't throw a kick, didn't throw a punch. Obviously not, because it's content, it's for Ballers League. There's no need for any of that shit, right? So in my head, I'm going, right, get it away, separate it all. Then I get separated out of it. And then all starts to calm down again. And then I don't know who they've got some small striker. I think he's a striker anyway. I don't know. He's some 5'6" fucking short twat, right? Walks up to me trying to square up to me. So that's the point. I've gone, what the fuck are you going to do, right? I don't know why he was walking over to me, right? It was embarrassing. And I think it's on stream as well that he did it. So that was embarrassing from him. But then again, I've got all them coming over going, oh, you've started this. And I've gone, how have I started this? And then they've gone, because you've been building up for the past 5 weeks. So then instantly in my head I'm going, I've had these rattled for 5 weeks.
They've been rattled, innit?
I've had them rattled for 5 weeks without knowing I've had them rattled because I thought it was just banter. So when the stream goes off, when the Ballers League's over, I'm thinking, right, nice, good, go home now, right? Yeah, we're building a bit of momentum for the game, but did I actually think they were going to take everything to heart? Not at all, right? Would I have stopped it if I'd have known? I'll be honest, probably not, right? But I
don't think that's a you problem.
Yeah, it's not a me problem, to be honest.
Definitely.
But I just don't understand how me just doing classic football chants, going in the booth, and then even the week before we played each other, celebrating with them, they're still rattled. So I don't get this anyway.
Do you think that's the whole thing of North and South, or just not getting banter?
No, to be honest, I don't think it is. I just think there's a few of them that are mad asses, if I'm honest. I think sensitive, mad asses.
Do you think a sense of taking it too serious as well?
Yeah, I don't mind the sense of taking it too serious, but I think... Okay, I'll go back to the game changer. Fair play. My player commits a foul. His punishment's the red card. That's all that should happen.
Was he not PK'd in the foul?
No. It was Medi. But I'll get on to PK. So, Medi commits the foul. Not PK, sorry. And Medi, all that should happen there is jump up, fucking hell, ref. Medi gets sent off. It's now 6v5. Obviously, that doesn't happen because 7 of them surround my one player. Then I jump in, try and separate it, get grabbed, get kicked, get pushed, then get pulled away. And then the referees are being told by the people that had already cocked up last week who to send off. Then send off PK, which was a wrong decision. But after the whole kerfuffle, I'm like, I'm not really in any mind to challenge this.
So they sent PK off, but you wouldn't know
So
he made the foul.
I went back to speak to the refs after it, and I went, just out of curiosity, why did you send PK off? So apparently, it was Tyler Winters that was going to get sent off originally, but then apparently PK ran round when it was all calming down and wound them back up. Didn't touch anyone, but wound them back up.
Why is that a red card?
That's not a red card, obviously, but they decided to red card PK, so they went bang, bang, one from each team, which I don't agree. I don't disagree with, sorry. I think that's fair. I think that's completely fine, to be fair, from the ref's point of view. And PK was there, and he was like going, yeah, but that's my job to wind them up. Because in reality, whether it's 11 aside, whether it's 6 aside, whether it's 5 aside, once you're involved in football, it's a passionate sport. You get dragged in, and you want to win. 100% you want to win. Do I think they should have reacted the way they reacted? No, because they caused the whole kerfuffle, right? If it was flipped on the other hand and you're going to go, well, you would have done the same thing, I'd have gone, I wouldn't. I'd have stood up and gone, fucking hell, ref. Mark, get your cards out. He's got to go because it's a fair play. And then we've got the advantage for 5v4. Is what it is. Anyway, the game goes on. We've got 2 men sent off, so we're now playing with 4. They're playing with 5. We've got 3 defenders and 1 goalkeeper, which was just always going to be so hard to see the last 2 minutes out. They then score from it. They get a penalty from it. Max, who was unbelievable on the night, couldn't save the pen, unfortunately. So then it was 2-2. And then what happened then? Yeah, I think we just defend. Nearly nicked it, but didn't. And then a game ended 2-2. In my opinion, what happens on a football pitch stays on a football pitch, same as like a boxing ring. Do you know what I mean? You have your beef before it, even though I didn't think it was beef. Clearly it was beef. And then you shake hands, you crack on. So I've gone up to shake it. I shook one of the players' hands from SDS. Then I saw Ilyas, who I know 2 minutes ago has looked me in the eyes, said to me, don't speak to me again, and then just fucking kicked me, right? So then I'm thinking, all right, well, we're going to leave it on the pitch. At the end of the day, I look at it from a point of view of, I'm the one who's been fucking kicked. I've not kicked anyone, right? I can't remember kicking anyone, I don't know, fucking hell. So I'm thinking,
black out you though sometimes.
yeah, I'm just that fucking hard. Sometimes I just black out and forget what I've done.
Know what he's done.
Do you know what I mean? I'm sure one of them might have been stretched off, actually. But yeah, so it's like, I've gone to shake his hand. Ilyas has refused to shake my hand, which is on stream. So I'm thinking, right, okay, it's interesting. Shook the coach's hand, shook Sharky's hand, shook all the players' hands. Did use one of the players who was like, you caused all this. I shook his hand at the end. Because at the moment, you have to understand football, because everyone's involved, everyone's passionate. It's going to kick off. Of course it's going to kick off, right? So then anyway, we're going to the changing rooms. They go into their changing rooms, we go into our changing rooms. I give my speech. Coxie gives his speech. I'll tell you what the speech was. It was, we were winning the game 2-1. The fair play favoured us because we were controlling the game. We just didn't need to cock up. We didn't need to give a foul away. Mehdi being one of the experienced players who did give the foul away, we said to him, like, you're the experienced player, you should know not to foul. Whether or not you want to say shoulder to shoulder, the foul was given, and I've got no arguments with that. So it is a foul. For the sakes means, let's just say it's a foul because it's a foul. You give a foul away, right? Didn't need to, because he was going down the line anyway. Just either show him out or just let our defender come across. Simple as that. And we'd have been all right. I'm very confident. We were only one shot off getting a corner as well for a penalty to win it. I'm more than confident that we could have done that. Obviously, we didn't. 2-2. We were very disappointed. And then, of course, Konzit, who manages the socials for United, like the Instagram, comes and grabs me for an interview. Sharky walks past as we're doing it, jumps on. Again, Sharky, chilled, calm guy. No problem with Sharky whatsoever. I think he's a good guy. But of course, our team's just kicked off. He says, Good game. He was disappointed not to nick it in the last 2 minutes where we had 4 players. I said, we're the same. We should have scored more when we had 6 on the pitch. So both teams were a bit disappointed. But then I go and I see on stream that Big John is now, I don't know what the word is, but he's been absolutely slated. Been called a sellout, been called an attention seeker, been told never going to speak to him again. And I'm just thinking, from my point of view, let's flip the coin. Let's say Chazza, who's in my streaming booth on the day, walks out with SDS. There's 2 things I'm doing. I'm pissing myself, right? And I'm also thinking, fucking buzzing for Chazza, right? And I'm happy.
Yeah, be banter in it. You go, yeah,
just
fair
funny.
play,
It's just fucking funny, right? And if any teams want to get Chazza to walk out with you, be my fucking guest, because I'll fucking piss my pants.
I'll walk
right?
out with you.
You what? Bit weird. Right, and I'll piss my pants because it'll be just hilarious, because at the end of the day, whether it's football and you do want to win, we've got a sold-out arena for that game to entertain. You've got the thousands watching online to entertain. Nobody wants to fucking see a 0-0. People want storylines. They want entertainment. And I'm happy with the way it went. So if you did flip the coin, I wouldn't have the same reaction that they did, personally. I'd find the funny side of it, but maybe that's just me. And again, if you flip the coin for the sake of the foul, I wouldn't have reacted like that anyway. So I think I've been told multiple times people think I grabbed Ilyas, which I didn't. Nowhere near. I went in there with my arms pushing him, not grabbing him.
Have you spoke to him after it?
Yeah, I forgot to mention. Ilyas backstage came up to me, shook my hand. Didn't apologise for kicking me, I will just say that. It was all in the moment. But shook my hand. He said a few things, I can't remember what he said fully. But he shook my hand, cracked on.
What was his vibe along the lines of?
I think it was more of a, I don't know, vibe. I'm not sure, to be honest. I think it was more of a, yeah, we kind of both went at it. There's that. But I think I didn't go at it. I know full well I didn't, right? Because, I mean, you look back and I'm getting pulled away by one of their players and I'm like, in my head, I'm as calm as you like, right? Obviously, I'm effing and jeffing, but that's because I'm a bit annoyed they're fucking starting on my players. And I could see it coming because the way they jumped up after the foul, I was thinking, what are you doing? There's no need for this.
And
no need.
Furthermore, none of them are going to go and smack someone.
That's another thing.
It's like, why are you jumping up?
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? You're not going to smack. You're not going to smack it.
No one there was going to throw a punch. No one. I mean, kicks got thrown, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, like, what he's doing, and people look at it and go, well, I hyped it up. Well, yeah, I hyped it up to be a big game, to make it an entertaining game. So if SDS beat us, they could get their revenge for me taking the piss for the past 5 weeks. And then if we win, I'll take the piss again. And we've played each other now, that's it. So we both had something on the line because I wound them up for 4 or 5 weeks. They could have got the revenge. And then we beat them and it's over and done with, right? That's what my whole aim was. So anyway, yeah, Ilyas comes backstage, shakes my hand, says, you okay, blah, blah, blah. It was just football in the moment thing. That's fine. Coach did the same thing. Coach is a good guy. I know him from Pro Direct. I worked with him. Very good guy there, coach. He's a very, very good coach. And then I get back to my streaming booth. Obviously, my chat are backing me. And then Ilyas comes in. He's at the door. I said, come in. There's no need to fucking... Do you know what I mean? In my head, I think we're all still fine.
So did he come on the stream?
Yeah, he come on the stream. Said hello. Obviously, my chat weren't happy because they fucking saw him grab me, refused to shake my hand. I don't know if they saw him kick me, etc. So my chat are just slating him. But in my head, I'm going like, first of all, this is Twitch. This isn't going to happen. But I'm also saying like, boys, it's Ilyas, just relax, right? His game's over and done with. Let's just crack on. He says, etc., etc. Then he goes, and then that's the night finished, to be honest.
Oh, and then one of your mates rang you, didn't they, saying he was on the way down?
Yeah. I can't remember who it was, but one of my mates from Manchester rang me. Something like Pays or so. I think, was it you or not?
I have to check my phone.
Just to check your phone.
I lose it sometimes.
Yeah. You rang me and went, you know what I mean, who needs sorting out? I'm on my way down. Which obviously was bullshit because you came down this morning.
Yeah.
So why lie?
They just looked a bit big.
Yeah, fair enough. It couldn't have been that striker that walked over to me, you on about fucking hell. But yeah, so I think overall, if I had to sum it up, I think they shouldn't have reacted like that to the foul. I think I think what the right phrase to use is
He was a bit mad, wasn't he?
A bit mad in terms of taking everything that I did to heart. And I think overall, just have a laugh.
So is it confirmed that Sharky doesn't want to be friends with him? I seen as well that they've been friends for like 6 years.
Yeah, he said on stream, which again, bear in mind after Sharky said this, heat of the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, in my opinion, but to be fair, I'm not going to name the player. I spoke to a player at the hotel after it all, and I said, can I be honest? And I said this to him, all right? And I said, I just think you're a bunch of fucking mad asses. Now, believe it or not, he didn't know what that meant, so that must be a northern thing.
It is, it genuinely
is.
Yeah.
Leave in the comments, you know what mad asses is. Obviously, you will now, but for anyone who doesn't, crybabies.
Yeah.
Right? Sensitive is the word I would use. And I looked at him and I just went, I think you're a bunch of mad asses. And he tried to explain to me that, like, they're trying to get me to understand why that it was such a sellout, snaky thing. And I'm thinking, I just think you're deep in it too much.
Content, yeah.
Bear in mind, he's been kicked from group chats. He had to get me to sort him a ticket for Monday because I'd kicked him from the group.
Yeah, it's not like he's gonna fucking shag someone's bird.
Do you know what I mean?
He's literally for a laugh because the other team has fucked him off. He's come out with the other team.
He's done a Sol Campbell.
Imagine I played for your team. Yeah, we're fucking mates. Yeah, you fucked me off because I'm not good. You don't think I'm playing good enough. Fair enough. I wouldn't be fuming with you first of all. Do you know what I mean? Because it is what it is. And then the next time I come out with Sharky's team holding their killer like that, you'd go, you fucker.
You're a fucking arsehole, yeah. But it's not like I wouldn't.
You're not going to say I'm not going to talk to you again.
Exactly. I wouldn't call you the things you got called. But then what I will say, the player I spoke to raised the points of apparently John's been posting certain things.
Okay.
Like scapegoated. What's the other one that they used? I can't remember. But in my opinion, I think overall it was a good stunt. I think it got the viewers up. I think they enjoyed it. I think the crowd enjoyed it. And I think it was good. It was good content.
It's good for Ballers wins.
Yeah, Ballers League definitely won last night. 100%.
1,000,000%. Even though Ginge might not have.
Yeah, I might not have. Yeah. But I'm interested to see who actually grabbed me there.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Should we get them?
Yeah, we'll just fucking we'll have them. Don't worry about that.
So, if you're wondering what we're talking about, let's play a clip of the fight.
It's not a fight. It's a brawl.
You look pretty. You look quite pretty on that.
Thank you. Just for the audio listeners, we are currently watching the scrap. Yeah, so it's like their short striker there. I don't even know if he's a striker or not. Proper, right, grab him, mate.
I'd love you to just start laying into him.
I'm not going to lay into him. I'm not that sort of person. And then it's just like loads of people that... And then do you know what I don't get? The SDS boys from the side jumped on. And they're now on the pitch. And I don't know. I also don't understand why were they allowed 5 SDS members on the side anyway? Like Sharky comes over to me fucking saying it's just me and you. Like Sharky's sound like. Then the coach comes over trying to give it the big one, right? And I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, and I'm acting like I think in the heat of the moment, and I don't know if they've watched this back. I'm assuming they will do by this podcast out. They're the ones who caused it.
Mm.
Whether you want to say I've wound them up for 4 weeks in a row, that's not my fault that they've been butthurt from what I've done.
They've reacted in that way, yeah.
They've chose to react in that way. And they've chose to jump up and surround my player within 5 seconds with 7 of them, right? Then their boys from the studio and from the sideline, their little ultras, they've chose to run on that pitch and cause more of a kerfuffle. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a bit like, and then their small striker chose to try and square up to me. Like, I didn't try for any of this to happen. I just wanted a big game, big build up. And yeah, but one thing I will say, the flag as well. Flag before the game I thought was good.
It actually was.
But the pole was definitely too big. Poor Chazza, when he was holding it up, had his belly out.
That's not nice.
I know, he nearly tripped up over it 4 times.
Not a nice sight to see that.
No, definitely not a nice sight to see. But I'm hoping that it was all heat at the moment and Big John is still gonna be fine with.
Should we make the announcement?
What announcement?
The big announcement.
You can go for it. Go on, you make it.
So as you know, every team gets a wild card. My fucking mate here has decided to offer it me, and I was a bit like Big John for a while. I was like,
Yeah, you took a lot of convincing because of
like,
obviously your loyalties to other teams.
I was like, come on, I shouldn't really be doing this. You know what I mean? But eventually I've decided I'll do it.
And I look forward to seeing you on the pitch, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
Where are you going to play, me?
That's a tough one.
Up front?
Yeah, could do. Definitely could do.
Right back?
Yeah, could do.
Left back?
Left, yeah, just somewhere.
Middle?
Yeah, somewhere, I reckon. Or I reckon we save you for the final.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save you for the final if we get there.
I always turn up at finals, to be fair.
What final have you turned up at?
Set him up for that one. Anyway, what should have been needed last night was some VAR.
Yeah, I agreed.
On that note, let's play a little game.
Come on.
VAR My Life. You know what I mean? We've had some fan submissions.
Right, okay.
So, we're going to review the fan submissions.
Yeah.
Decide if the person gets a red card, a yellow card, or you can play on.
Okay.
So, the first submission. I called in sick to work so I could go and watch my team play in an away day. Forgot to block my boss for my story, so he saw that I posted and then fired me. Was it you that put this?
No.
This is a very you thing to do, I think.
If I had like a normal job and United were playing away, 100% I would definitely do it. But and then I wouldn't post it on my story because I knew in my head I wouldn't be stupid enough. That to me,
Careless.
It's a careless. It's not reckless. It's not enough for a card in my opinion. No. I think he's running down the line. He's tripped him up. And then 7 of their players have surrounded one of the other players, and then it's all kicked off, I reckon. Right. But no, I mean, there shouldn't be a red card there. Shouldn't be a yellow card. I think it's play on.
I think it might be a yellow.
Why?
Because it's quite like you don't care about the consequences. You're not that bothered about your job that you didn't think to block your boss when you lie into his face. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
okay. I'll give you that. It's a cynical foul.
Exactly.
So I'll give you yellow.
It's like, for example, obviously, this is what the old me would have said. If I'm on a date with your mum, and like people do the pictures and take
yeah.
I'm not going to take a picture and put it on my story of your mum.
Because I might see that.
Without blocking you.
Yeah.
From the story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
It's careless.
It is. It's very careless.
Yeah, and you don't want to brain on that.
No, of course you don't. And I appreciate you not saying that.
Exactly. Because
you would have.
I would have said that, but I didn't.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The next one. My best mate was best man at my wedding. He didn't plan a stag do, didn't write a speech, and had to completely wing it on the day. I thought he'd put more effort.
Red card.
That's a fucking straight red, if I must be honest.
Can I be your best man?
To be honest, I don't think you get an invite. Honestly, I don't think you might get an invite to the party after it, just for numbers' sake. But you ain't getting invited to the wedding. No chance.
What? Wait, to the church?
No.
Why?
It won't be at a church anyway. It'll be like a Wetherspoons, I reckon.
It has to be at a church?
It doesn't have to be. You can have your wedding wherever you want.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But there would be a priest there?
Could do.
But you won't invite me?
To be honest, probably not, no. I think, what do you bring to the wedding? Fucking, I'll tell you what I won't be doing, hiring you for fucking live music. Jesus, absolutely fucking not. So let's say, all right, let's do a little, let's say you're my best man. How are you planning my stag?
Oh, you gotta know what he likes.
Exactly,
You know what I mean? 0 girls there. But that's obviously because you're getting married.
Thank you.
You know what I mean, mate?
Yeah.
I'd go to a Wetherspoons.
Perfect, nice.
To start off.
Yeah, cheap drinks, cheap food.
Then we'd get on a little flight.
Nice.
And we'd go to Benidorm.
Never been Benidorm.
We'd go Benidorm and we go on a little pub crawl.
Ooh, I don't drink.
No, you wouldn't come to that bit.
Sorry?
You wouldn't come to that bit. You'd wait for us.
Oh, so am I still in Wetherspoons?
Yeah, we've gone on holiday. We've gone Benidorm.
Right.
Just doing a little pub crawl. Then we come back that night.
Yeah.
Then we go to an away day.
What away day?
A derby.
What derby?
The City of United.
And
it's an away day to Manchester.
Right. So.
But what your boss from Stora?
Right. Okay. So for my stag, just to clarify, you'd take me Wetherspoons. You'd then leave me there, fly to Benidorm, go on a pub crawl, fly back, then take me to United versus City.
Yeah. What else would you like? You're a bit weird. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, we could fly and we could go any country
we
and
couldn't
explore.
go somewhere warm.
Pardon?
We couldn't go somewhere warm.
That's back factor 50 on.
Oh, it's not enough, mate.
No, sometimes it isn't.
It's not enough.
I would like. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. We're for boring you.
Pardon me. Sorry. I wouldn't mind going abroad and having like an abroad derby,
Ooh,
like El Clasico, Barca, Madrid.
that would be good.
You've got Sporting Benfica. What else have you got? Bayern versus Dortmund.
What would actually be your dream stag do?
My dream stag do. Wake up, hopefully. Have a bowl of cereal. I was about to promote the brand there. No free promo. Have a bowl of cereal. Then chill, get changed.
Wait, is this your stag do?
Yeah.
You've started with wake up and have a bowl of cereal.
I don't drink.
Yeah, but I know, but like, you don't have to drink when you wake up. But why would you start your stag do there? Like, what you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to have breakfast.
Like extravagant, like what you gonna do? It's just stag do.
It might be like 10 a.m. here, just chill.
All right, sweet.
Right? Then I'd go ring my best mate and I'd go, right, let's
And then
go.
I might answer.
Yeah, you might answer. And then I'd go, right, what are we doing? Because you're the one that has to plan it. But if it was me, I'd like an away derby, football, somewhere nice to go and walk around. Like, what? Oh, fucking hell, I'll do what you then. I'll do what you want me to say. Let's go to a strip club and I'll fucking snort coke off a stripper's tits.
What the fuck? Why would,
Do you know what I mean?
why would I want that?
Well, yeah, it's what people do, innit?
I'd probably have-
go drinking, go strip club. Oh, yeah, last night you're going to get married tomorrow and all that stuff. Well, no, I'm fucking...
The stag do it the day before the wedding, is it?
I think sometimes it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, you've watched too many hangovers.
That could be from hangovers, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's like, I don't know, because stag do's always drink, innit? And I don't drink. But maybe for my stag, I would have a Disaronno and Red Bull or something like that.
And a Red Bull, yeah?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Or vodka and Red Bull. But no, when I do drink, if I was to drink, I would have a Disaronno and
Coke.
And I might also have a vodka and
Lemonade.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah. But no, vodka like Red Bulls are nice as well. But no, yeah, that is probably what I would go for. But I think the last time I drank. Sorry, last time I drank would have been Waz's.
Really? I think for my stag do, I'd go Vegas.
Okay, nice.
Somewhere mad like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going there.
Do you know what I mean? Watch like Penn and Teller fool us.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Do you know
I
what I mean?
that. Yeah.
Or watch Adele.
Take me to a down my stag do, mate. I'm
gonna surprise you one day.
You what?
I'm gonna surprise you one day at a next concert. Some tickets to Adele.
You won't.
I will.
You won't, because you're a right fucking tight bastard.
You've got my word. You've got my word. Next time she does a show, I'll get you some tickets for it.
Thank you. Backstage?
No, you're pushing it now.
Yeah, I thought I was just taking the piss. Yeah, I was joking.
No, you always take it a step too far.
I do.
What was you going to say?
You've offered me something there, so I'm sorry.
I'll offer you a fight.
No, I've had enough, mate. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. No, actually, speaking of tight bastards, Chazza, NYK, if you don't know, gets to know.
Everyone knows
Everyone knows him.
If
If you hear EastEnders coming on, it's not he's fucking fell down the stairs. Right. If you all of a sudden in your house hear something bang, he's got out of bed. Right.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? If there's
Bit of
something
a
missing in your
vibration.
fridge, yeah. If there's been an earthquake, just know he's fucking fell over.
Yeah.
If there's something missing in your fridge, Chaz has been there. Right. You'll know Chaz. So anyway,
You know, the fat one.
the fucking massive fat.
Yeah.
He's a right
Wide,
fat
quite
bastard.
wide,
Yeah,
squarish.
he's fucking huge.
Mhm.
He treated me yesterday
Did he?
to a pair of sunglasses, Ray-Bans.
How much?
Why is that the first question?
200 and what? That's what you went to say then, 200.
They were 215 quid.
What's there? Yeah,
And-
but if respectfully knows, you know what I mean? He put that in his fucking pocket, don't he? You know what I mean?
So, but I was like, I thought it was a really nice gesture,
is
that,
nice, that.
because I don't know why he did it,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a really nice gesture. But
He bought them off
Do you know
the.
do you know what was weird? I'd opened them, the box was open, and they had fingerprints on. I think, right, he's given me an old pair and treated himself to a new pair.
I'm telling you now, 100% he has.
He has on
Because
it.
he's a tight fucker.
He's a right type
Listen,
bastard.
every time, I've been Nando's about 4 times with him.
Yeah.
Every time, bar one, I've had to pay for him. Do you know what he does? He does the little, got no service in here.
I know that one.
Do you know what I mean? Go and stand up then. Go and stand up and go to the thing. But he's,
but-
he's a waddler in it.
Exactly. He can't stand up.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Go to the thing. And if you didn't see, we did a stream the other day. We were at Sports Direct buying all the boots with JK and Chazza. Next thing we're buying it, he goes, I've got a phone call, boys, while we're at the desk.
I can't, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I've waited for a sec. He's come back. He's looked and he's walked off again just to see if we've paid or not. Yeah. So, you know, I've said, do you know what? I said to the person behind the counter, I said, oh no, all that ain't mine. I'll just have this.
Yeah.
And I'm usually that person. But I thought,
Fuck him.
fuck him, the fat fuck.
And speaking of fat fucks and Chazza, we've actually got one here. My friend is always somehow in the toilet when it's time to pay the
my
bill
God.
and never sends me the full amount when I ask him to send me his portion. If it's a big portion, Chazza's all over it. Do you know what I do like about that though? He's timed it to perfection, always in the toilet.
Did you ever get your cut from the darts from him?
No.
You didn't, did you?
And he says to me, well, I sent it, yeah, I sent it, yeah. I think I'd have noticed if you'd have sent me 600 quid,
no,
mate.
I can tell you now, you would not notice if 600 quid went in your bank. And that is a scientific fact. You wouldn't know. So you've just got to take people's word for it. So that's what I'm going to do in the future. Get Ginge to pay it and I'll just text you 2 days later and go, it's in, mate.
I would notice.
You would not have a fucking
£600
clue.
a lot of money, I would notice.
You would not have a fucking clue.
Okay. And jokes aside, he did pay me.
Did he?
And rightly so, to be honest, because if he hadn't, I'd have hit him.
You would have. I know what you like.
Exactly.
Mad fuck.
Whilst we're on the topic with Chazza, I believe you've got a big announcement.
I have.
Huge announcement. Massive announcement. Would you say the announcement is bigger than Chazza?
Too far, that.
Yeah, nothing's bigger than him. Fair enough.
Nothing.
So, now's your time. What is the announcement?
So, it might have been announced yet, it might not have been by the time this comes out. But me and Chazza are actually moving in together.
Wow.
No,
Is she like coming out or?
not yet.
Oh.
We're moving in together to create content,
Nice.
to stream more. It's going to push me.
Stream more.
I did 3 the other day.
What, 3 hours?
No, 3 different streams in a week. Not in a week, in this space, in one day.
You did
the
3?
IRL.
Yeah.
And then I broke down in my car for an hour, so I streamed it. And then when I got home, I did another 3 hours.
Nice. So what you said there is, in the 7 days in a week, you streamed once. One day.
No, but you know my problem.
Yeah. Well, let's not get into that because I don't want to address that on stream, on
Right.
off-stream podcast. But yeah, so who came up with the idea?
Well, I'll be honest, we did ask you, and you fucked us off.
See, with this, I feel as though, right, and obviously you get in an apartment, so you've got neighbours up, you've got neighbours down, you've got neighbours side, you've got neighbours side. And I've been there when I lived in my nan's terrace house. Neighbours limit you. And at the minute, I'm enjoying it because I can be as loud as I want. I'm chilled. I can do whatever the fuck I want, and I'm just loving it. Now, I think if we all lived in no neighbours, I think it'd be unbelievable. I think it'd be hilarious, it'd be aesthetic, right? But I think maybe it's something we can look in later down the line. But right now, I think first of all, get Chaz up to Manchester just for content.
That's why I've jumped in so quick with him. Yeah.
Get Chazza up to Manchester because let's be honest, his mum is killing him.
Yep, she is.
Without knowing it, she's killing him. Yeah. Right. But they've got stuff going on, so I can understand bits.
Mm-hmm.
But to get Chazza up in Manchester, better content, not better content because he's definitely not better content.
Pulls it down a little bit.
He's more content. And yeah, it means IRLs will be better. There'll be more IRLs.
And we're just always there.
Yeah,
now, aren't we?
100%. Really? He can go to games, he can do whatever he wants, and it'll be good. And the one thing that he won't miss is going Arsenal because he never fucking goes anyway.
Exactly.
You were City. Ooh.
Yeah, but I think it will be good because obviously I've been trying to smash the YouTube side of stuff, but I've been slacking heavily. And you always moan at me for it, streaming. So I think it'll be good with how full-time Chazza is.
Yeah.
To be around that. Because if I'm very, I get motivated by things around me.
Influenced by your surroundings.
Yeah. I get,
do you know what it is? It's the law of attraction. If you are around things that attract a good work ethic, you'll pick up a good work ethic, which is why I believe I do, because my mum was fucking mentally at work, or always at work. So that's why I've got a good work ethic. So I think if you start picking up with Chaz, how much he streams, you'll want to stream. And then you can also plan stuff to stream together.
Exactly. Like if I wake up, well, I was going to say at 10, but he wakes up really late. If I woke up, but then I can change him with things like that, I'll get him in the gym.
Oh, is it a double door to get in or not? That's the first thing.
It is a double door. And you can go sideways.
Right, okay, first. I don't mind that then.
If anything, I'll just roll him.
Yeah, fair enough. He goes in sideways.
Yeah. So yeah, if I wake up early, he's streaming, I'll think, fucking hell, I'm streaming. Do you know, we'll be able to help each other with different stuff?
100%.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
You have to help his diet though.
I'll try.
Because he calls a McDonald's share box a protein box. It's because it's got chicken in.
You wouldn't call it that, would you?
Look at me.
Exactly, I know.
I have
By the way, I don't know what you've done, but you look really well.
Pardon?
You look really well.
Thank you very much, mate.
You know what I mean? You actually do. I don't know what you've done. Fucking Ozempic's doing good these days.
Oh, fucking hell. I had a discussion with someone about that yesterday, about the Ozempic.
Yeah.
And apparently, he said, "What is it you've been doing?" And I went, I just changed my diet. Like, I'm not eating loads of shit now. Like, I used to order a Mackey's. Like, my diet used to be one of the worst diets I think you could ever have. I remember this one time, Mackey's, I finished my stream, had Mackey's 4 a.m. breakfast, went bed, then got up.
You can get a 4 a.m. breakfast now?
Yeah.
You can?
Or 5, one of the ones. Anyway, just after I finished stream anyway. Went bed after, obviously I've ate all that, which is never good for you because you've got so many carbs and then you go in bed. Then you wake up, I woke up, went Yanited but got a Mackey's before it. But then went Yanited and then got a Mackey's after it. Which is just, I've probably had about 5,000, 6,000 calories just in that there.
That's mental.
Which is mad. So yeah, just changed my diet. And then, but the guy I was speaking to said he was on the Ozempic. And he said it just didn't really work for him. But what did work for him was the consistency in the gym.
Yeah, to be fair, with like the weight stuff, it literally is just your eating. Because remember, especially when I was streaming a lot, I started putting like pure timber on. And then when I went into locked in, I had no fizzy drinks for 2 weeks. They give us one every fucking blue moon.
Well, they had to, didn't they? Fucking hell, they were milking you for views.
I had 2 meals a day, which was like just chicken and rice. So everything else, I was just drinking water. If you was hungry, you had to drink water. And I come out and I was like that.
Yeah, fucking fair play.
Do you know what I mean? So it shows that I think they say like your diet's like 80%. Like,
yeah, your diet's generally your diet is 80% of it.
You can get ripped
just by eating. I think for anyone out there who does want to lose weight, don't look at Chazza.
No.
But I think discipline's the main thing. Like you have to stop yourself. You like you have to stop. You have to make that first choice to say no. Like that first Macca's that you want. A diet starts Monday, right? So then, let's say you want a Macca's. You have to say no to the first one. Then the second one that you say no to gets a bit easier, and you have to just stay consistent with it. And it's literally, I'd say, 8. I'd go, if I'm being real, 70% diet, 20% discipline, 10% exercise. If I'm being honest, because to be fair, without discipline, you don't get the diet.
Did my first 5K in ages.
What time?
I did it with my little brother, so it was a bit of a chilled one. I did it in 27 minutes.
Okay, nice. Oh, he's done something all right.
He's good. Yeah, he was fucked though. Because I thought, he's 13. I know he looks about 8. I thought, take him on a run. He trains every day. He'll probably blow me, but he'll be good to start. But yeah, the little bastard's not even that fit.
No, he's not. Is he vaping?
He might be. That's a bit of the ganja and that, doesn't he? He's on the hard stuff, really.
Yeah, I suppose it's hard to get away with it.
Yeah.
It's hard to get away from it, sorry. But no, I like Denson. I think, what does he want to do in terms of his career? Does he have any ideas?
I don't think he knows. He wants to do football, and I
remember them days.
I actually spent fucking about 10 minutes streaming for you on a streaming setup for him. He used it once. Not took it since. So obviously when I get this new
I think
apartment, I'm gonna take
I know
that
he is
stuff
old
in.
enough to stream, but I think he's still got a lot of things to learn in life before he streams properly. Because I mean, I learned a lot. I grew up very quickly when I started streaming. I would say I was quite immature, and also given the wrong information at certain ages. So I'd definitely say when I was 20 to 23 now, I've done 3 years that I've been doing it, definitely matured a lot more because I've been doing this.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
What would you say you've learned?
I mean, it's just more of the fact of just certain things to do and certain things to like how to just grow up a little bit rather than like not always make the funny edgy joke, but sometimes just be serious a little bit. For example, podcast. But it's like, yeah, I would always just try and say a joke just to try and make someone laugh. Whereas sometimes now I'm just like, I'm always myself and I always try and make people laugh, but do it in the right way.
Do you think trying to, obviously because you're on stream and you can't say the wrong thing, you got to think about every little thing you say, because if you do, you're clipped up and you're fucking done, aren't you? Do you think having to think about what's the right thing to say has also like wired your mind into thinking other ways?
Yeah, so I think it's going to be really interesting when I tell you this. So because obviously when you're on stream, people get clips and out of context, etc. So you always have to make sure you're constantly saying things with context. So it's like, for example, growing up, my dad was like a massive racist.
All right, okay.
Right. And to put into context, and only once I've grown up, I saw this back now. Right. But obviously when I'm seeing him, I'm like, obviously my dad didn't say, I'm picking bits up. Don't get me wrong, I'm not fucking doing anything stupid or saying anything. But it's like, I'm now that I'm older, I notice it. So it's like, for example, his Call of Duty name was a certain word, killer. It was the P word, killer. And obviously, I'm seeing my dad it was either every Sunday or every other Sunday. And then even though I'm seeing him once every 2 weeks or once a week, because I'm obviously a kid, I'm picking stuff like this.
You look up to your dad, don't you?
Well, fucking hell, I don't know.
No,
but
yeah, I know what you're saying.
I know what you mean.
When you're young,
yeah, and it's like
you don't know
obviously
anything else. You don't know right from wrong yet. You're just looking at your dad.
I didn't know like right from wrong. So obviously, I'm hearing him say all this stuff he's saying. That's his clan tag, and obviously, I'm not going to school and saying it. But now I look back and I think, oh wow, fucking hell, like he's pretty bad. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just fortunate that I'm fucking very lucky. My mum's fucking amazing. She guided me in the right way. But so when people say, do you miss your dad? It's probably one of the reasons why I say no.
Yeah, but exactly. So maybe
Do you know what-
streaming help with things like that, though. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
streaming did help, 100%. But don't get me wrong, I'd never fucking go
No,
around
of
screaming
course,
that anyway.
of course.
But yeah, it helped me learn right from wrong because obviously seeing my dad do all this, it was like, oh, maybe growing up, I'm thinking, oh, maybe that's okay to say, maybe it's not.
Because you have to be so by the book.
Yeah.
It'll open your mind up to actually take it in by the book.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%. Do you know what I think would be a good podcast episode for us?
What?
If we did one where we just both spoke about our dads.
That would be great.
I think that'd be a good one.
That would be fucking great.
Or we do 2 episodes. You speak about your dad for one of them, and I speak about one of mine.
Yeah.
Like, I think we've got a lot to fucking say.
Yeah, we fucking have.
Right. Coming soon, episode on our dads.
That would be great.
I'll try and get mine down.
You should, is it? I thought it was in.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed today's podcast. Leave in the comments if you do want us to discuss an episode on our
that'd be a
dads.
sick
Because I think
episode.
overall it would be good. And there's actually, it's going to be deep, when I'm talking about mine anyway. I know that. Yours probably might be a bit deep as well. But mine's fucking hell. I'm going to have to find some fucking tissues. But no, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Off Stream, the Tays and Ginge podcast. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, if you are listening on Spotify, please rate us 5 stars. I will see you next time.
Au revoir.